Good morning. Um, uh, hope you're good. Hope you're good. Welcome back to the show. Welcome back to the communications. Yeah. Make it, Today I'm gonna make a short video. I think I don't have much to speak on. As I said, we're still trying to figure out. I'm still trying to figure out like the layout of this. But um, I was watching. I was in my socials right now. Like I think that's how I'm gonna do for nowadays. Since the first video was inspired by me going through socials and like getting a few things that opened my mind to think. Um, I was watching the social now, and it spoke about enablers. Let's say you have someone in your family or someone around you who's into drugs, and you enable them instead of setting boundaries and making them actually confront themselves in a world where they don't have boundaries, because in a world that they don't have that enabler, because usually our enablers are the same people who we go back to find safety. It's a safe place. Drugs aren't really a safe place. You even when you For me personally, like, drugs aren't the safe place. The safe place is knowing that even after you are rock bottom or whatever, you can still come back to a place where you can recharge your energy and then go back to drugs to drain your energy. On my perspective, that's how I used to be on it. That's how I'm still on it. I'm still trying to fight and figure out how to go sober. It has been a debilitating factor in my life. I started smoking when I was like 15, 16. After I had left high school, I wasn't really much of like a troublemaker in school, but I was very rebellious. Um, Marked that with my academic accomplishments. So like it was really hard for like teachers to discipline me, because everything for me was just it made for me. I was that guy, like, if you discipline me, and in the discipline, I find logic in it. For me, it's not even discipline, it's not even punishment. It's just like, oh, he did this because I did that, that's whatever, I'll do it again next week, he'll do that. It's you know what I'm saying. It's just the snowball effect of my actions. So like, yeah, mom took me out of high school, um took me to an TVET. Was for all the South Africans. It's South Africans would know what it is. For all my international people, it's like a vocational college per se, like a college where it focuses more on vocational on the vocational aspects of an industry, instead of like the theoretical and like the compounding stuff around it. It's more like a trade college type shit. So my mom took me there, and started smoking, because I'm 15. I've just been taken out of my safe space, of which is like my social environment of high school, my friends, my potential girlfriends, my potential, like, I as a child, as a teenager, my 13, 14s, I had like an idea of who I was going to be. I had literally, like, in my own space, I was designing my life. I was saying like, yo, by the time I'm in matric, I'm doing this. By the time that I'm in college, by the time that I'm in varsity, I'm doing this. By the time I'm doing this, I'm doing this. And then one thing I didn't factor as a child at that time was that I was too rebellious. I was too all over the place. So my teachers lashed out. Called my mom. Mom took me out. Mom didn't want the fuss of being constantly communicated to by the faculty at school, so she took me out. So I blame myself for that. I was young. I was, hot headed, full of myself, cocky as fuck. Had no. I'm not gonna put it on my mom, but I had no father figure, so I never had that stern discipline and punishment in my life, right? Which which literally is I think, yeah, that's the crux of this conversation. Um, I often find myself in my self harming ways. like when I'm drinking or smoking or whatever, and I know that I'm self harming, or apart, not, let's say like even just like compounded all to just like drugs, but like in my misdeeds, like let's say lying to my parents, stealing. As a kid, I used to steal money from my mom. Steal money from my mom. I play even in high school, even in my 20s. I used to. It's just like fucking weird. But it was drugs. It was all of that. And but like it's misdeeds. So like even things like you know, making fun of people, bullying people. I'm not a bully, but there are times when you roast people when you know that like you wouldn't like it to be done unto you, because as a child I was hella bullied. So things like that, just bad shit that you do. And I always feel like I need punishment. I need discipline. You know, I need someone to just be like, point me out and be like, yo, L, you fucked up. Loan, you fucked up. We really want, you did one, two, three, four, and this is going to be this and this, and you're going to feel it. I never really felt that I've had that in my life. You know, my mom used to whoop, like used to beat me, give me hidings. Um, but you know, like again, you know, for me it was like it's painful, whatever. Then my mom used to deny me, like giving me money to go out with my friends. Used to deny me small little things like that. But like she wasn't as direct and firm and stern with it. So as a child, as a teenager, I remember even sometime I was with my friends, and I was like, "Yo, bro, we need to be more firm and like, yo, tell someone when they're messing up, check out, you know, check niggas and like, you know, to check each other and be like, yo, dude, if you messed up, go vote. If you messed up, go vote. If you did 1, 2, 3, go vote on Tara, or like go punish, or go on Tara, go hatella on Tara. I'ma be on you. Um, and I never really understood where it came from until recently. And I mean recently, like my last today, not during the week and last week. Today is like what, 28th August. So like yeah, last week, this week, I was like, yo, bro, like I just felt this need of like I just felt I need to be caught out. I had this desire for someone to just catch me on my shit and be like, oh, Wakabelo, you messed up. Kabelo, flopile, you know, I wanted to be punished. I remember even like I used to think in my mid 20s, I'm like 28, not 29. In my mid 20s, early 20s, I would literally hope for my mother. I would literally hope for my mom to kick me out of the house. Literally, I would be like, "Yo, mom, kick me out." Like in my head, I'm thinking like every time when I'm smoking and like my mom would catch me and she would argue with me or whatever. She would try to like, you know, guide me, be like, "Kabelo, 1, 2, 3, 4, you messed up here and here. Stop smoking, do this, do that." I'm thinking to myself like, "Yo, mom, just like kick me out the house. Just do something. Like, don't let me off. Don't let me go. So don't just tell me I'm wrong, and then when I leave the house, you just let me go. Like, come on, like it's all like I just wanted her to just like I wanted I wanted I just wanted to be judged and to be put on a gillet on a what's that guillotine, and then just someone chop my head off and be like, "Yo, dude, you messed up now. You're no longer a child of this house because you don't listen to your mom." I wanted the same thing from my dad, like just like, "Hey, bro, just hit me on my head a few times, like remind me that like you really remind me that like my actions have consequences. Remind me that like I have to listen to you. Remind me that like I'm a child. You know what I'm saying? I'm your kid." Um, no, yeah, that was like throughout my life, but like throughout like my early 20s, yeah. But like last week I was just thinking of it came again. I was like, it hit me because like this some things sometimes speaking from my perspective, with like the stuff that I do and like my delinquency and all that, it's like I do all of these things subconsciously, unconsciously, not knowing that I just want someone to see it and be like, yo, bro, you fucked up. I just want someone to just grab me by the neck and be like, yo, you messed up. I want someone to like point out the fact that I was irresponsible, or the fact that I wasn't accountable. I wanted that for so long, and I never got it as a child. I never felt like I got that stern talking to ever since, for the longest time. I remember cup of joke. I remember also when I was young, um what was I going with this? Damn, the cup of joke took me out of my thoughts. Yeah, yeah, I wanted just to like I remember like when I was young, I had this thought constantly in my head that like no one raised me, that I raised myself. I never felt like a strong talking to. I never felt like I was being guided or being raised or like I just felt like I was just growing up on my own, dog. I just felt like I was just growing, man. From like even from my entire family. I'm not saying my mom, but like the entire family, from my uncles to my aunts to my cousins to everyone. I just felt like I was just that kid that people just left to his own devices, and no one really took time to just like educate Kabelo, hold on, so. Kabelo, this is you're going high school, 1, 2, 3, 4. Kabelo, this and this is what's happening. My uncle pull up, Kabelo, stop drinking. My Kabelo, do this. I never felt I had that strong model of what responsibility is as a child. I just thought that I just saw it as it was just me doing it. I raised myself, and it speaks to where I am right now, because it's like where I am via like my still my being still addicted to like drugs. I'm still finding it hard to kick the habit, and I want to so bad because it's slowing not just like my progression in life, but just me. Like this, I think there are parts of me, so many parts of me that are shut away, that are shut off because of my drug addiction. There's so much potential. There's so not even just potential, but there's a part of me that's just sleeping. That's just sleeping, dormant every day. And every time when I smoke, I'm just pushing it down and pushing it down and pushing it down and pushing it down. The most acute um, example of that, or acute description of that, is my memory. I have bad memory. There's so there's so many things. I have good memory, but like there's so many things that I can't recall. And every time when I'm so, let's say like last year I got sober for like 4 months, 5 months, and by the fourth, fifth month I started remembering things from my past. I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa! It's like my brain was like, oh, dude, he finally stopped smoking. Now we can remind him of who he is, of what he should be, what his life should come to, And I stopped everything. I stopped smoking cigarettes, weed, drinking. I was literally like, gun was a better expression. I was literally like monk mode. I was a monk for like 5 months, nothing. I was in the house, so like I was off. I was detoxing on like dopamine, like via social media, and social media and like just content and dopamine hits. I was off that. I was off socials. I wasn't going socials, like social media and like social occasions. I didn't go out a lot. I only went out like once every 2 weeks, and I just like to go outside and maybe like buy bread or something. Didn't see people. I didn't call anyone, and that was so good for me because it brought up so many parts of me. It brought back so many parts of me that I realized that, damn, bro, I am really like restricting myself. I'm really like putting myself to sleep, metaphorically, while by consuming all of these drugs, by getting high, by just wasting time in my life. Um, you know what I mean? But that's beside the point. The point is, man, sometimes um I often, since this is my conversations with the lights on, I often like uh need people to fulfill parts of things that I need in my life, you know, and it's a bad thing. Like needing my mom to be strict when I can be strict, needing my dad to be firm when I can be firm, needing my friends to check me when I can check myself. You know, it's a dependency to you are. I was dependent on people around me to see the greater good of me, while at the same time I'm not petitioning for it. I'm not ready raising picket signs and be like, "Hey, bro, I'm going to fight first, so let's fight." You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm just doing bad just so someone could notice me. You know what I mean? Um, you know, deep feelings of neglect, deep feelings of feeling like no one notices you. Every place where I go, I'm always lonely. You know, when I'm with family, I'm always at some point. Family can be chilling. I'll just go on a corner on my own and just chill. I'm chilling with friends, and I'm just you know dissociating from everything. People are doing whatever. I'm just not here because I don't feel like anyone notices me. We go. I went through all of those things. I'm still going through them. I'm not. I can't say that like me talking to you says that it's like yeah I've done it, but it's like I'm going through it. I'm dealing with it. Um, you know, like this life, you know, doesn't have a manual. Um, I'm, but it's also made me very envious of people who are assertive, who know what they want, who know when to stop and act and move. One of the people who I really envy in life is my friend, who I regard as my brother. Should I mention his name? Let me just call him. He knows himself. It's Hewley. Yeah, Hewley. If if and when it happens that we have him on the talk, yeah, Hewley, like that guy, like bro, like he's just, and we're like the same age. He's 10 days old, 10 days older than me, and he's just like that guy's been so self-aware ever since I've met him. That's why to this day I still hang on to that relationship. Yeah, well, it's a forever relationship between me and him, but like I still hold on to it because like whenever I'm with him, I just get that feeling, that reaffirmation of like, bro, this is this is. Hey, I'm sorry, gents, like this my window's open here, so like there's been noises peaking and shit, so I just keep on turning. But yeah, that's why I keep on like dealing with people like that, so they can reaffirm things like that. I have a couple of people in my life who are that, but like with that nigga, with that bro, top class, top class. So yeah, you know, I say all of that to say this. Um, or I say this to myself: don't be afraid to like reach out and tell people that like, yo, like I could use 1, 2, 3. I could use a guidance. I could use the thing. You know, I'm struggling. Like I'm struggling. I can't fight this addiction. Help me. I can't do this. Help me. Boundaries also, set boundaries. Just be aware that that kind of love that you require from people, that is always aware of you, that's always noticing you, that's you. 'Cause at the end of the day, it's you who notices your failures. You know who notices your cries and your bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And everything, yeah, everything from there. As long as you know that like you are you, and I feel like everything from there will just come together. So I don't know if like yeah, this is going well. Yeah, my video last week didn't do well. I got one view. But yeah, I told myself that this is not even the thing about me. Like blowing up or like getting views or something. This is just me giving myself a space to vent and doing it in a sense of hey, I'm being vulnerable. I'm letting myself out there. I'm not even telling people about this. I'm not even telling people about what I'm doing right now. It's just like whoever finds me on YouTube finds me. Whoever likes it, shares, comments, subscribes, that's God's work. You know what I'm saying? That's no longer me. And I'm building more into finding those parts about me, and I'm building more into finding ways for me to get out of my head, get out of get out of my head and like be more be get out of my head and get more into my spirit, my body, my soul, you know what I mean? The whole enchilada. So yeah, again and again, this has been long. The lights are peace. Love you. And I'm sorry about last week. Last week I was high when I made that video. My bad, yo. My bad. My bad. I'm never gonna do that again. I'm never gonna shoot or record or whatever under the influence. That's disrespectful to myself because this is a part of me that I want to be fully unsullied by the actions of my past and the remnants of that part of my life. I want this to be a new chapter in my life. So I promise not to ever do content while I'm under the influence. I promise. So yeah, peace. Love you guys. Right now, yeah, you who saw my video last week, that one view, man. Shout out. I don't know you, but shout out, man. I appreciate you.